She say she want hood nigga. I keep the perk by the pound. The trunk stay bumpin', y'all know we run the town. Hood nigga. And I keep a bad bitch around. Thick bitch, long hair, yellow, white, red, brown. Hood nigga. And my Chevy sitting on 24s. Flats look like flapjack. Pancake, you ain't no hood nigga. I'ma play the game how it go. They can take me out the hood, but I'ma keep it hood, folks. I'm on that good and alcohol. I got some down bitches I can't call. What's that? I don't know what I would do without y'all. I'ma fall till the day I fall. Yeah, long as my bitches love me.
Let me tell you about this country shit. Country shit. Let me tell you about this country shit. Country shit. Let me tell you about this country shit. Country shit. Country shit. Let me tell you about this super fly, dirt coast muddy water. Shorty, pop that pussy if you wanna. Let me tell you about this old school pouring lean, candy yams and collard greens, pocket full of stones, riding clean.
Well, I'm just one parlay away from a new house, new car. I'm just one parlay away. Trust I'ma take us far. I'm just one parlay away. One parlay away. One parlay away. Oh, I took the Chiefs on over, took my homes on yards. Everything is going good so far. Lakers beating the Knicks. Spread is only 6. 2 minutes left in the game, baby. I'm about to hit. Ow!
I need out, yeah, I need out. Blood pressure higher than a body count. Tomorrow she has to go. She's a mama. I think I married a hoe. Married a hoe. I said, mama, I think I married a hoe. I made a mistake, mama. No, oh no. I want you. A man can't do nothing for you. All these hoes ain't loyal. All these hoes ain't loyal. These hoes ain't loyal. These hoes ain't loyal. 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 These hoes ain't loyal. When a rich brother wants you and your man can't do nothing for you. All these hoes ain't loyal. Ain't loyal. Whoa, these hoes ain't loyal. Yeah, these hoes ain't loyal. Yeah, these hoes ain't loyal. 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 These hoes ain't loyal.
Man, welcome back, y'all, to another episode on the JVJ Network. I am your host, but I need this Otis. Man, yeah, welcome back, y'all, man. On y'all way in, as usual, man, do a favor for your boy by hitting that like, subscribe, share, turn the notifications on, all that in the bag of chips, man. We trying to grow around here, and we can only do it with y'all help. So, help a brother out. Hopefully my camera stay right, because that shit keep going in and out. But, I got my boy No Jive in the building tonight, man. We got Jive there. Where Jive Turkey at? He might not be here right now, y'all. Probably had to walk away. Like, I got an instant. Oh, there you go.
But it is.
That boy went in and cleaned up a little bit. Y'all look here when he cleaned up for y'all tonight.
It's everyday thing, you know.
Uh-oh, my bad.
What's going on with you?
Man, man. Ready to get into this to me, it's an interesting conversation. I don't know if you have been hearing this throughout the last couple of years. It's been like a topic that seems to keep happening when it comes to, well, at least when it pertains to like our brothers and sisters over there across the water in the motherland, Africa. They seem to keep saying a certain talking point that really doesn't make sense to me. And the talking point is pretty much Black Americans don't have culture. Supposedly us brothers over here ain't got no culture. Our sisters over here ain't got no culture. So one of the main authors of saying this shit, this African supposed professor or whatever, he decided to actually sit down on a podcast and actually have a conversation and try to explain himself on what he means by that, because there are a lot of brothers and sisters in America that actually take offense to that. But what's your thoughts? Do Black Americans, before we even get into it, do Black Americans have a culture?
Man, it's hard to say when we influence the world. From music to dance to fashion, it's hard to say.
It really is hard to say. Man, look, we're gonna have to figure it out today, man. We might even have to go pull up a definition for folks, because you said a whole lot right there. Food, fashion, dance. The most copied person on the planet is a Black person. And it ain't a Black person from Africa. It's a Black person from America. I gotta make sure I had it.
You gotta put that on there.
Shit, it's the FBAs, and I ain't nobody else I see. And see, in the chat, we got Philip in the building. Shout out to Philip. He said, yes, we have
What
a
up,
culture.
Philip?
You say our culture is we create all styles of fashion, music, and swagger. Black people are imitated all over the world. You are 100% correct. And shout out to my boy Hurricane. He says salute to me, salute to you, and all y'all and everybody that's coming in here, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button for your boy. Like, I really need y'all to hit that shit over here on the network. We trying to really push this shit over here. So y'all help a brother out. But look, before we I just wanted to ask you that question, because I thought it was very interesting. And I think if I ask any Black American that question, they'll just look at you like you crazy. Like, we know our experience, but it's amazing that we have people that are not from our exact experience speaking on our shit, because we ain't the same. We ain't the same. Just like American white folks are not the same as them British white folks, or them French white folks, and them Slovenian white folks. Right? We come from different cultures. But see, we're gonna get into this conversation, because I thought it was very interesting, and they're actually gonna start off with the professor who actually came out and said that we don't have no culture. And he would literally sit down and debate, like, he's from someplace in Africa, some small country, and he would go to Europe and debate European Blacks on American Blacks about this shit. So I'm like, they don't come from our background, they don't have our same history. So when they couldn't answer the question, he's like, yeah, my point is proven. Well, now he's sitting down with some Black Americans, and they're about to have a conversation, and we're gonna see how it plays out. And then Hurricane said, we are the culture. That is true. In America, we are the culture. I don't care what, like, a lot of other people could disagree, but hey, it is what it is. But before we even get into it, y'all, as usual, get your cigarettes, get your weed, get whatever you need, because we about to go ahead and jump into this thing. And as my boy Jai like to say, we about to roll the tape.
My qualifications are: I'm a foundational Black American, 22-time best-selling author, radio broadcast professional, husband, father, and liver.
And this guy right here, he's the defender of Black Americans. The guy you're going to see in a second is the actual African guy. I don't think he did a good job from what I watched, maybe further into the video, he might have did a better job. But I don't think he did a good job defending Black Americans. But either way, though, I just want to get that heads up. That's not the African guy. That's the Black American guy.
The Black experience for the past 5 decades. I don't think I need a doctorate, but I got a couple degrees.
Okay.
It's all right. Aside from that, I've been living, baby.
Okay.
Let's go.
And Frank, can you let the audience know who you are and why you are qualified to have this conversation?
My name is Frank Zano, of course, from Benin Republic, West
Africa.
Africa. I have lived in about 9 African countries. I was trained to be a journalist, so I've been a reporter for the Washington Times for 13 years. It allowed me to live in Asia, Europe, Africa. And now, of course, I live in the United States of America. I have a link.
Oh, he heard something, folks. He heard something.
Man, he said, primarily most of my life, I have been everywhere but America. Now I'm here, and I qualify to talk about America, American culture.
Yep. Look. Sounds like he qualifies in his book.
It seems to be the only bridge who can compare what I know from where I came from and then seeing people that we're taking from that place now. So I can look at the two and be able to spell out the similarities and what the root cause of some of the problems are.
The first topic I want to get into is, how do you define culture? And under your definition, do Black Americans have a unique culture? Let me start here with Frank.
Well, and before he goes, because I want to make sure, like, Mr. Frank, Professor Frank, can have whatever definition he wants in his head. But we actually do have a definition of what culture is. So I'm gonna just pull this up real quick, like real fast. You know, it ain't gonna take too long, y'all. Got it right here. Had it. All right, look, I planned ahead this time, Drive. I actually had some shit pulled up. Culture. Let's see what it say right here. So okay, there we go. Culture. The arts and other manifestations of human intellect achievement regarded collectively. Okay. Also, the customs, arts, social institutes, and achievements of a particular nation, people, or other social groups. Okay. All right. So that's where we go with the nouns. They're getting the verbs and all that stuff. We don't need to care about the verbs, but we see what it is. It's customs, arts, social institutions, achievements of a particular group of people, or a social group. Okay.
And read 3 for shits and giggles.
Well, that's just the verb. Maintain tissue cells. it's on some biology shit.
Yeah, because culture could be in you. Otherwise, culture could be in you.
Yeah, you know, like how they culture your blood and shit. They'll get your shit in a petri dish or whatever.
Right.
That's where they were trying to go with that one. That's why I was like, I ain't even studying that one.
But culture could be in you, definitely. Even if they saying they doing it in a petri dish, culture could be in your DNA.
There you go. Yeah, I'm with it. So here you go. We know what the definition is now. Let's see what this professor who is teaching people, and he been all across the world, except, you know, he just finally got to America, you know, coming to America type shit. Let's see what his definition is. And before we hit it, let me see. Philip said, salute to both of my shipmates, WJ. Dr. Zanu loves insulting FBAs, but he lives here instead of Benin, where he's from. Yep. I forgot. I couldn't think of the name of the country, but yes, Benin. He's from Benin. But he gonna check it. He gonna tell us what his definition of culture is. Let's see what the professor got.
I'm glad you used the word unique culture. So yes, I'm sure you all saw the episode. That got everybody on my case, except this gentleman who was the only one brave enough to say, well, look, before I cut him into pieces, let me give him a chance to come into the studio and explain, to the audience. Yeah. So it's interesting. People say, oh, you're from Benin. And I'll say, yes. And they say, what's Benin culture like? And then I freeze. Because there's nothing like a Benin culture. Or if you're from Ghana, or if you're from Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Liberia, there's no such thing. But if you say, oh, you're Yoruba, I said, yes. What is Yoruba culture like? Then he or she is able to start to talk about it. So there are similarities which I'm going to really explain, and you can see it. So I'm first going to ask. He's been on my show. He said, do not put together that show, which I fund from my own pocket.
Now, based on that example that he just gave, isn't it reasonably sound and qualified by definition, that the same could apply to Americans.
I would say so, but he's pretty much arguing that it don't. But yeah, I would agree. But you know, look, let him.
I mean, if it applies to one, it has to apply to the other.
Yeah, he said ain't nothing like Benin culture. Yes, it is. There's a lot of similarities throughout. How do you think most? Never mind. I ain't even gonna go into. I'm gonna let him dig his hole.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and get that shovel back in your hand, Professor.
Because I just want to say things to make people angry. No, it's because I really care. And sometimes I get frustrated about what I have seen from the continent where I come from and what I see here about my great-great-great-grandfathers, uncles, sisters who were taken away. So African Americans would say, well, you're not one uncle. Yes, I know, but I'm walking past my cousin, my nieces every day. So what is in my head is what is in their head. And what I'm explaining is something that they must listen to when I say there is no such thing as African American culture. They're like, what do you mean? But culture for me is not dance, food, clothing. Those are not cultures. Culture is a world.
Now, I'm gonna just stop it right here for that one. He said it out loud, the part that really matters to him. He said for me, not what the actual definition is. Because, you know, a crazy person could think a toothbrush is a pet. You know, they think it's a little dog running around the house, but it's a toothbrush in their hand. To you, this is your definition of culture, but that's not the definition that the rest of the world has to abide by. You can say the law means this to me, but to the court, it's gonna mean what it means, and everybody else is gonna abide by it. So I'm like, you kind of gave out the messed up part that your argument's gonna fall apart from the get-go, because to you doesn't matter. That's subjective.
Right.
we
Definitely subjective.
View. The worldview is what drives people. Their relationship to wealth, to money, to community, to marriage, to family. It's the worldview they have. That's the foundation of a culture. And number two, there is no possibility for you to have a culture without having a language. So if you read most of the books written by brilliant African Americans, the first thing you see, the headline is, the traumatic thing about slavery is not merely changing your environment. The traumatic thing about slavery is not merely asking you to work long hours. The Russians had hard labor camps in Siberia. Many countries, Japanese had it, where people work and they die. The traumatic thing about slavery is one thing only, which everyone has written about. They took our language away. They took our culture away. They took our history and religion away. That is a traumatic thing about being a slave. Now, if they took those things away, how and when?
How would you know how that feels when you didn't go through that? Your ancestors didn't go through that. Y'all got apartheid. Yeah, y'all had that. And yeah, they did do some messed up shit to y'all, but y'all did not go through what Black Americans went through. So I don't get how you trying to act like we this, we that, our. No, it ain't none of that.
So I think he hasn't been versed enough on American history to draw contracts in that effect. He only came here and he's looking at what the result of the systemic oppression on Black Americans, or that has been here. That's the systematic oppression that he doesn't see. He doesn't see the Jim Crow. He doesn't see the red line, and he doesn't see all that history that led to the condition of people to this point, and how they interact, and how they look at their family, and how they apply resources and money towards certain things. Where other cultures had the benefit of being isolated enough and being a unit enough to maintain that self-awareness and dignity. But if this systematic oppression that has been put on Black folks has been enduring through different type of statutes and different type of codes and different all these things that defile our cultural identity, but we redefine the cultural identity through art, music, fashion, as a form of self-expression, hairstyle. Roll the damn tape.
Man, he don't see that. He can't relate to it. And that's one big block in his head. He can't. You got to get past his mental block before you start speaking on this. That's like me and you going to his country and talking about why the fuck y'all country so fucked up. Like y'all got all this goddamn resources and shit over here and shit. See, y'all must not have no culture, because if you had a culture, you wouldn't be in this situation. Like he wouldn't because that's how he's coming off, regardless of whether he understands it or not. But either way, though, he doesn't understand he's insulting while he's insulting, or he does understand he's insulting and he's trying to play dumb while he's insulting. One of the two, but we'll figure it out.
Where they recovered. So I met a gentleman. I was attending a conference in Singapore, and I met this gentleman who was a Korean sociologist. So we started talking during coffee, and I said, "Oh, I lived in Korea for 2 years when I was reporting." And I said, "Oh, wow!" And then we started talking. I don't remember how the conversation came about when he asked me. He said, "So your country was colonized?" I said, "Yes." And his country, Korea, was colonized by the Japanese for 49 years. And he said, "What did you guys," meaning referring to people in Benin, "what did you lose as a result of colonization?" And I froze and I said, "Whoa, nobody has ever asked me that question." So I said, "Prof, you tell me, and that will give me some idea." And he said, "No, we're Koreans, were colonized by the Japanese. So when they left, all we lost was time. We just went back being Koreans. And from that day, I could tell clearly, what did we lose as a result of colonization in Africa? What did you lose as a result of slavery? If you don't fix that which you lost, you're not going to make any way forward." So in Africa, the countries that exist today were never there. They forced a group of tribes that have their own distinct cultures to become a country. So they've lost their distinct cultures, trying to have a culture as a collective, which is never going to happen. So for me, first and foremost, when I talk about culture, I'm talking about a worldview. Meaning the collective have to have one reason they are here on earth. And that thing is what drives them. It's what makes them wage wars.
That is crazy. He said
some crazy shit.
He just said, like you said, we are gonna have fun destroying this conversation tonight. He just said that based on these significant challenges, you lose a sense of who you are. Whether it's time, whether it's language, whether it's history. Wow. And chat, give us give us some ones if you agree with what he was saying just now and can't segue a contrast to the national identity of Black Americans today, because the war is still ongoing. You could see that by way other groups come in and take advantage of the system that is created. Drop some ones in the chat.
That's it. It bothers me that, and I hope that with what he just said, he's implying that himself does not have a culture. That would be some shining light for him in this situation if he's saying that, because you're like you were talking to a Korean dude, and a Korean dude asked you that question. What did y'all lose? First off, I'll be honest with you. I don't believe you. I just don't. I don't believe people ask those type of questions. I understand that some people of other cultures or other nationalities, I'll put it like that, or races, are curious about Black people. So they like to ask a lot of questions. They be like, "Oh, that don't rub off." I've been to Asian countries. They be on that type of time.
Right.
It's they own little way of being racist. But I don't believe somebody asked you that. But if they did, if you were colonized by the Japanese, but they weren't, because he even said 47 years. 47 years is multiple people's lifetimes. How many we done had in our country? How long would we put through? Your situation of your colonization and your apartheid in Africa have nothing to do with what goes on in America, because it was completely different. That's the one singular thing that I think he's not acknowledging. American slavery was different than any other form of slavery or oppression. That's why I laugh when I hear people talk about everybody was a slave at a period of time. Not like this, buddy.
Right.
Not like
our history has been rewritten. It's been rewritten, and it's not even told today. The history that you're learning in school is something out of a Alex Haley book or something like that.
Man, some whitewash shit. Like, dude, everybody else was slaves in other places. There were slaves in Egypt. Black people enslaving other black people. Because it ain't no Persian, whatever that crap y'all made up, or some Europeans. Black people built all that crap over there. Black people were enslaving other black people from different tribes, different nations, whatever the hell.
What is the world? What's the world's majority number one population in the world? What's the world's majority population?
I would actually have to look that up. I don't know. I know that India has the most populous country, but Africa is a continent. So I'm really still thinking that black people outnumber everybody, but the Asians are real close, and I know the Indians are close, but the Indians are pretty much Asians too. So if you put them together, I would say the Asians, but I would have to look up the actual world population by race.
Right, go ahead. And race is a blanket to not identify people as their phenotype, their skin tone.
Mm-hmm.
Because they could say Chinese, right? They could say Chinese, and he could be high yellow. But there are Afro-Chinese people they don't even show on TV. Philippines, Mexico, everywhere in the world, they don't show those type of kinky hair folks on TV. Brazil.
Well, here right now they're saying that Asians have the highest right now, and I'm not surprised with that. I would think that there were more Asians than pretty much most of everybody else. But yeah, they're saying Asians right now. They say they account for at least 60%.
So basically, are they talking about Indians?
They count all these motherfuckers. They East Asians, South Asians,
right.
Then that's why I say that shit about folks in India, where the people be talking about, no, I'm Indian. No, you're Asian, bro. That's how they count you. They're counting Indians, Bengalese, and Southeast Asians too. So they're covering everybody. They're Asians. Say over 1.4 billion. So I'm not surprised with that. But the next group right after that is African Americans. I mean, blacks. Put it like that. Right. And then you got other folks, Arabs and all that shit. But either way though, I'm gonna let them keep talking. But and look who we got in the chat. We got Red up in here. He said, "You gotta let me back for this one, dog." I'll see Red when we get to a point where I feel like arguing with somebody, but give it a little bit, just a little bit, because I gotta let this professor, my bad, I don't want to call him a doctor. This professor keep digging his hole. He need to dig it a little bit more.
Conquer people, anything. You ask anybody. In 1884, it was the Irish journalist who finally found a word to describe the English man, which he called the manifest destiny. That exceptionalism of the Englishmen, now you call them Americans. The American exceptionalism is the American culture, that they believe that God put them on this earth to colonize and civilize others. And that's what drives them to go out there and try to give freedom and fight for freedom and do all the things they do. Now, good or bad, I'm not giving any value.
The way you described it, you gave it a whole lot of value. But I'm just leave that alone. But the way you describe what the Caucasian community does around the world throughout history, the way you described it, it did kind of sound like you were trying to make it seem nice and good.
Mr. Whiteman.
Yeah, I'm letting him say it one more time.
Collective have to have one reason they are here on earth, and that thing is what drives them. It's what makes them wage wars, conquer people, anything. You ask anybody. In 1884, it was the Irish journalist who finally found a word to describe the English man, which he called the manifest destiny. That exceptionalism of the Englishmen, now you call them Americans. The American exceptionalism is the American culture, that they believe that God put them on this earth to colonize and civilize others. And that's what drives them to go out there and try to give freedom and fight for freedom and do all the things they do. Now, good or bad, I'm not giving any value. You ask
they still sound like you did.
Yes. So, oh God, thank God for the white man. That's basically what he's saying. But look, in the wars that happened since since Christopher Columbus landed on this hemisphere of the world. Since from Hispaniola, Cuba, Florida, all the way up, wiping out
indigenous populations.
And he says it's manifest destiny. What I do have to go back to and point to him out in what he was saying is they took our language, they took our history. That's all. That is all that they did.
And
They took the culture. They took a lot of time.
Yeah.
Generations of time. I think if you count it back, it might be about like 32 to like 40 generations.
And still in spite of. And that's the crazy thing. You're talking about people don't have no. How can Black Americans not have a culture when he said the Englishman, the Americans, the ones he considered the white people, they have a culture in America, but the Black people that live in this country don't have a culture also. As if we ain't been here since the beginning of the bitch. Make that make sense. How would that work? These other folks that have been here, in the sad part, Black people were here before them, but the white people that got there later, that did all nonsense, that enslaved the Blacks and made them a part of their own society unwillingly.
Right.
The Black people don't have a culture.
Right.
Like, that's crazy. Like, it's gonna be interesting to see how it goes. Let's see. Red says the new is moral realist. And he's not seeing geopolitics through your color lens. Gotcha. And then Hurricane said he said it with his chest. Hey, let's keep going, man.
Japanese will tell you their worldview. So their dance and food, and no, those are not. I came from a place where, as a young boy, I was given a worldview, and it guided me everywhere I went. So when you meet me outside my culture, you can tell from my behavior, he must come from a culture that believes in XYZ. So a culture becomes more pronounced when you are outside the group. As an individual, outside your group, people must be able to tell.
Okay. Dave, what is your rebuttal?
So people can't tell if me and him both walked up to a random person and just talked for a second, introduced myself, he introduced himself. You don't think they can tell that we from fucking different places, nigga? You don't think they can gather that? But you think that people can't tell that Black? I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I don't know what he's talking about. Like, your culture will show, and that people will know that you probably okay. When they see me, when I went to Korea, when they saw me, they thought I was a fucking rapper. They didn't think I came from fucking Zimbabwe, Uganda, none of them other places, bro. They knew I was from America, and I wasn't in uniform. So for all the people that helped them out, wasn't in uniform, just regular dress clothes, walking around, getting food and shit. They knew I was from America. What is he talking about? So we do have culture then, right? So because they know we're from somewhere, they can automatically depict it. Oh, you into hip hop? Like that dude is crazy, man. I'm just tripping that he's really trying to die, like he's trying to die on his heel. But they're gonna let the other guy speak real fast, and I don't think he did a good job. But either way, though,
it's not so much a rebuttal, it's a difference in philosophy, right? It is, and I think we got to thank Frank for even coming here, because I know for some people this would be very adversarial. Frank and I, we talk all the time. We're very, very good folk. And there's a couple of things that I got to push back on simply because they were not available to us. See, when Frank was born, he inherited a culture. We had to make one with what we had. Some of us, if I were to swab any one of you, you would find some Nigerian, you would find some Ghanaian. Like, we had to hodgepodge, not to mention out of all of the places that Black people were forced into when we were slaves, 3% came to what we now consider the United States of America. And then we were bred over time. We were buck broken over time. They would take our women and
So you would have to swab us and get our DNA and tell us we from somewhere else so we could identify us as a culture. Is that what he's saying?
No, I don't think that's what he's saying. I think he's leading into it. He got one of these long-winded ass points that he's trying to prove. It's long-winded. He's just gonna have to follow it for a second. It's long-winded.
because again, we have 50 states in this bitch. But we didn't come from North Carolina, South Carolina, Alabama. We had tribes that we were a part of.
Mm-hmm.
You guys think that swabbing our mouth and taking our saliva and pin the tail on a donkey in Africa somewhere means that you tied to a culture. Just because you seen Oprah do it and Taraji P. Henson do it, don't mean that shit we gotta do that shit too. You've been from here. If you can't find that the 4 generations ago that your people were African, you ain't African, bro.
Yeah, he talking about genealogy. Genealogy ain't got nothing to do with your culture.
I had to point that out because that was a little bit. I mean, I'm supposed to be on his side. You did say he ain't do a good job, man. You done. Man.
And also, look, it's long-winded. He's long-winded to get to his point. And honestly, I don't even think he ever really truly got to his point. But there you go. Let's keep going.
Grape them out of respect for your channel. You know what I'm saying? Drop the G. And then on top of that, they had a split breast system. And the split breast system means that one breast would feed the white children of the slave master and the other one would feed the black children that were going to be bought off and sold. We also have a situation where we had to face things that no other black person on the continent had to face. You know, taking our children and feeding them to alligators, lynching, Jim Crow, all of those things. And when you look at it, whether we choose to acknowledge it or not, the pulse of America runs through foundational Black Americans. Who was the first person to die in the Revolutionary War? Crispus Attucks, Black man, foundational Black American, right? Harriet Tubman made the Underground Railroad and stopped it in Philadelphia. There are all of these things that have happened that make it who we are. Now, as a person who was the first Black youth president of an organization called the National Conference of Christians and Jews, to Frank's point, I do agree, you don't really see your culture until you're out of it. So I'm a raisin and buttermilk in a conversation where there's a bunch of white Christians and a bunch of Jewish people, and they're like, hey, we do this. I'm like, no, Black people don't do that. You know what I'm saying? From the way we walk, the way we talk, the way we eat, the way we move. Not to mention, you can't go anywhere on this earth without seeing our influence. The problem is, unlike any other Black culture on the face of the planet, we have been colonized and monetized for profit by everyone, including the Koreans. K-pop ain't nothing but R&B. Let's call it what it is. And it's R&B under duress, because if you look at what happened with Megan Thee Stallion when she was dealing with those K-pop girls, she was like, oh, it's serious up in here. Because if they miss a step, they get what Joe Jackson gave Mike and them, but worse. There are all of these things that take place that no one wants to talk about. So no, we don't have a language because we weren't allowed to speak our language under penalty of death. When you talk about you can't come to the cookout and things of that nature, people forget picnic is an abbreviated slang term, which means you get the picking to lynch. Postcards came from pictures that they used to take the back of and mail for people who couldn't see the lynching that they had. All of these things we survived. And the funny thing is, everyone's coming over here and benefiting from the fact that we put out the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment. All of those things that started as the Black Liberation Movement, but then got shoehorned into civil rights because everybody wants to come off of our pain. It's still a part of who we are. American culture is Black culture. The problem is, not only did we have to create it, but everybody else got to monetize it. We don't own major forms of media. So the message that goes out to the world about foundational Black Americans is very lopsided. It's very negative. Even Frank said to Nancy, he said, well, what is your culture? Twerking? Negating the fact that twerking started in Africa. Mating rituals, things of that nature, tying of the hips, stop me when I go wrong. All of these things get put out as if that's who we are. And it's a very limited, very narrow-minded, very sore and very disingenuous snapshot of who we are, because we get put into killers, baby mamas, this and that and the other. And then when you look at how the media is weaponized, right? They'll take people throughout the diaspora and then put them on platforms and then bring them here. I'll give you an example. There's a show on CBS called Bob Hart's Abishola. And she said things that were much more incendiary than what Frank said. You know, oh, what is it? Gangbangers and baby mamas?
Crazy.
No. That energy is designed to keep us a certain way. And then when you talk about how the entertainment is weaponized, because that's the message, that's our largest export. It always has been. Our talent and our ability to entertain, but not capitalize on said entertainment. You can't point to one major Black-owned record company. You can't point to one major Black-owned media outlet. You can't point to one major media or technological distribution center that is controlled, owned, and managed by foundational Black Americans. And so the message of foundational Black Americans that gets out is not our message. And I completely reject that. If that's what you think the culture is, I am here to tell you that ain't my culture. It ain't never been my culture. It ain't been the culture of most of my brethren. Do we have some knuckleheads? Absolutely. Of course we do. But do we also have things like COINTELPRO we've still had to overcome? Do we have things like the 94 Biden-Clinton crime bill that we've had to overcome? And throughout history, I have yet to see anybody from any of those 54 countries come back for their brothers that they say that they love so much. I don't remember the warships coming to get us. I don't. But what I do see is, oh, well, we're really good at educating. We take the opportunities and we're able to, you know, go and take these American opportunities that you guys squander. Yeah, because you get an immigrant experience. You do not get the foundational Black American experience. You get the same immigrant talk that the Russians get, and the Russians got a lot of nerve because if it wasn't for Alexander Pushkin, they'd still be speaking French. Alexander Pushkin created the Russian language. He was a Black man. So when you talk about where we are and where we've been, you also have to talk about the mind screw, out of respect for your channel, that we have been put under. So no, we don't have an official language because we weren't allowed to have one. But still, if you look at AAVE, it's everywhere. And when it comes out of our mouth, it goes from the hood to the boardrooms to a billboard on Broadway or in Times Square. So we have culture, we have influence. And no, I'm not just talking about taking what's the word I'm looking for? Weeds and turning them into collard greens, or taking innards and turning them into chitterlings. I'm talking about the fact that we have persevered and we are the most copied individuals on the planet. So much so, if I'm wrong, please explain Akon to me. Please explain Burna Boy to me. They all do a variation of who we are. And I'm not just talking about music. I'm talking about the walk. I'm talking about the talk. I'm talking about the hairstyles. I'm talking about the innovation. Everything we do. We took a construction worker's boot and made it the hottest item for the past 40 years. Because everybody finds a way to profit off of what we create and then demonize us for creating it and then label us criminals, uneducated, unwilling. We don't care, but they don't talk about all the systemic things that have been set up and profited by people who want to keep us in a certain box. That doesn't mean we can't escape that box, but to act like we were not put under duress for what we had to put together as a culture when everybody else got to inherit it, and that includes Haitians, Jamaicans, everybody else got to be left alone so that they could develop. We didn't have that. And to this day, I have yet to meet one African, one Jamaican, one Caribbean, one Black person anywhere who comes into this country and has automatically ingrained in them before they start going, my country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing, that they're afraid when the red and blue lights come on behind them when they're pulled over. And I did it, and I'm the son, brother, and nephew of cops. That's why I say, yes, we have a culture, but of course we don't have a language. But let's not be disingenuous and act like it doesn't matter, because it does. Because as foundational Black American goes, so goes everybody else in society.
So Frank, let me ask you.
And see, the one thing I didn't like about his response, he based it all around the talking point about you don't have a language. That shit is irrelevant because we read the definition earlier. Having a language has nothing to do with you having or not having a culture. So I don't like that he's stuck on that. But he brought up a lot of the things that Black Americans have gone through. And for them folks that come over here like Frank, you get over here and you haven't had to go through that. You don't have that history. You don't have that trauma passed on. Your people you don't know nothing about this. All you know is what these folks that did it to us telling you right now. And you believe them. And you come over here and you have this worldview about us. You don't know. And yes,
Right.
we have culture.
Right.
You see it all around the fucking world because everybody
right.
copying it. But go ahead, John.
The
If you
stereotypes.
talking, you on mute.
Oh,
Yeah, I can't hear you.
the stereotypes.
Still can't hear you. Is it me?
What?
No, it ain't me. Yeah, click Check. Maybe your thing switched in the settings. Yeah, check that real quick. Like maybe it switched in the settings. I saw some. Say something again. Let's see something now.
Stereotypes.
That still can't hear. Let me see. Let me click on your shit. Yeah, cause your green bar ain't even moving. Yeah, your green bar ain't even. Oh, you say you hear him? So is it me? They said they hear you, Jive. They said they hear you. Maybe it's just me. Plug my shit and plug my shit back up. Let me check my shit.
Stereotypes.
Can y'all hear me? I can see my green bars back here. I think he a little froze up right now. Look, I'm gonna try to keep it going till I get him back in here. But look, man, I don't like the way that, like, dude, address his whole point, man. It's just about the culture. I don't care about him trying to nitpick one thing and try to say that makes a culture. He's a professor. He's taught in college. He's taught in a lot of colleges. He's traveled to a lot of countries. He should know the definition of culture if he's definitely willing to go out there and make that statement. And we read the definition of culture earlier. It says nothing about no fucking language. It don't say nothing about language, but he did say to him. I wouldn't argue somebody down on what it means to them. I don't care about that right now. What is it when it pertains to like the bigger issue? We're talking about world type issues. You're talking about a massive group of people. Like, we're going to talk about what the collective all believes, not what you just believe yourself. But I'm going to let it play a little bit more.
Your question. If slavery erased our Black Americans' culture, what do you call what we built after slavery? What do you call that?
Well, you have to give me an example of what you mean by what.
Play something, John?
Yo.
Yeah, okay, I got you back. Fucking, did you want to respond to what old dude said? Because he said a whole lot.
So, I didn't catch the last bit. You might have to go back. But what I was saying originally was the stereotypes. All the world knows about us is the stereotypes. The watermelon, the fried chicken, all the crazy shit that they like, but they turn it into a negative towards us. They want to use all the negatives towards us.
We the negative.
Right. We the poster boy for this type of disease, this disorder, non-factual. This type of behavior, welfare, all this stuff. How much times we disprove that on this channel?
Yeah, there was a narrative running around that, Black men don't take care of their kids, and then they just whoa, we do a research. It's like, nah, Black fathers actually spend more time with their kids than anybody else.
Right.
But y'all, it's crazy.
So believe the lie if you want to.
And the lies being told by somebody that did some really fucked up shit to us. I'm like, come on, man. But they don't open their eye and just actually pay attention and see what's actually going on.
The truth be told is the lies is being told by somebody who wants to be us.
Mm-hmm. It's jealousy of the highest order. And for the people that get to the point of really understanding that, motherfuckers jealous of you and scared of you. They know if you didn't have this shit above your head, if they weren't applying that pressure, it wouldn't be. Dude, they have to maintain where they at. Right. So they got to keep you down. I got to keep my foot on your neck to stay where I'm at. That's what's going on right now.
Right.
Because you can't hate me. Now go ahead.
I gotta invent these laws and these statutes to keep you exactly where you're at. Because we're so superior that we need these things for us not to lose our footing on your neck.
So we can't win unless we cheat. I heard somebody say that shit the other day. I was like, yeah, hey, that's pretty good. There ain't no way you're gonna win unless you cheat. Either way, though, I'm gonna let you hear the rest of what he had said. That just had last a little bit.
Of course we don't have a language, but let's not be disingenuous and act like it doesn't matter, because it does. Because as foundational Black American goes, so goes everybody else in society.
So Frank, let me ask you a question. If slavery erased our Black Americans' culture, what do you call what we built after slavery? What do you call that?
Well, you have to give me an example of what you mean by what we build. What are you referring to?
That is very disingenuous. I ain't gonna lie. Him asking that question back is very. What do you mean by when you have negative views of the Black community? You have these stereotypes that you believe about the community. So you kind of got a gist, even if it might be wrong one. You do have a gist, but you're trying to play stupid. Okay, let's see what he got.
You tied culture back to African and something that you inherit, but you said that got erased during slavery. But we built something clearly Black Americans have built throughout slavery and the culture that we have currently.
What I'm asking is, give me an example so I'll be able to respond to that particular thing.
Well, like things like gospel is something that we built after slavery.
Songs and music,
the foods that we eat, that we consume.
Sure, songs and music exist in every society.
Is that not a part of culture?
No. Let me come to that. And
literally,
pull up the definition again. Just pull up the definition.
Oh, look, this is he just making up shit on the fly. I guess that's what we doing around here tonight. We're just gonna make up our own definition for words. Number 1, the arts and other manifestations of human intellectual achievement regarded collectively. Number 2, the customs, arts, social institutions, and achievements of a particular nation, people, or other social group. So, once again, I don't know what he's talking about.
I got one for his ass. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Rosewood, Florida.
He don't know nothing about that.
All the way up until Philadelphia in the 80s. In the 1980s. Everything that culturally we forge out of resilience, it has been targeted, terrorized, and destroyed. Roll the damn tape.
All right now.
And first, let me make a little response to David's assertion that we were not allowed. So, in Benin or Ghana or Nigeria, you pick any of the 54 countries in Africa, right? If you had gone into a Yoruba tribe, which is now part of Nigeria, they would speak Yoruba. Now, when we were put together forcefully as countries, today, my nieces and nephews can't even speak my language properly. And the French and English, they can't even speak it properly. Because in one classroom, you have 36 kids who come from different tribes in that classroom. So they can only use English or French or Spanish or Portuguese to teach this myriad of tribes now who don't speak their language anymore. African Americans were not prevented from speaking their language. When the ship arrived, it was one from this tribe, that tribe, that tribe, that tribe. So automatically you can speak to each other.
So they were prevented.
That's what he just said. But the funny part to me is when the ship arrived.
Well, but listen to don't even trip on that. Think about the basis of his fucking argument. He's saying that we weren't allowed to speak our own language over there. Black Americans were not forced to not be able to speak their own language. But then he pointed out that there were people from different tribes that spoke different languages. Just by them putting them people all on the boat and sending them to an area together, how could you speak your language to somebody that can't speak your language? But it wasn't by force because it just was a just a symptom of the whole entire disease of being taken away from your land that somebody else did that we ain't giving no blame to. We're not associating none of that blame to that. That was a part of the force, bitch. Like, I don't know what he's talking about. Like, You created the conditions that I gotta be in, and you telling me that you didn't make this happen, even though you put me in the condition? You are at fault. Like what?
Right. He even said it in context when he's like, well, for the people culturally Yoruba, and when
All
they
these other
invented Nigeria, these people couldn't speak the same language. They could only speak what? The languages of the oppressor. Could we get a? You don't have your thing hooked up, did you? Do you?
No.
Oh man.
Nah, I don't need it.
Oh, we could have a bomb drop on him, or a siren, or a nuclear bomb, something. Cause that.
Nah, I got shit like this. Is like you can use this right here.
Boy, you don't sit your stupid ass down. Who the f you think you is?
That is good.
And like he don't know what he's talking about, and he's a professor, and that's what I'm saying. Just because you got a degree don't make you smart.
Oh,
it really don't. And just because you got a job position don't mean you know how to do shit.
Right. Check this out though. All his context of his references have been from me in Africa. My context is from Africa.
Well, like, how about you go live with some Black Americans and see how Black Americans move and see if they have a culture, instead of just speaking on it from the outside, watching the same things that the colonizers and the oppressors put in your face.
You ain't never gonna see our culture till you live close with us.
Yeah. They don't know nothing about the cookout. A cookout is a part of our culture, not a part of your culture, bro. Y'all call it something different. Y'all do something completely different. We have cookouts.
No, but by his language, by his definition of culture, guess what? It's not a part of culture, because cooking is in every household or every country.
Every culture has cooking. That doesn't say anything about their culture. Even though Chinese people got certain things that we don't have in black American cuisine, that we don't have in Italian food, that we don't have. I'm like, it's okay.
Man. Okay, that's his point of view.
That's
right?
his logic. This is the professor. He teaching the next generation of people. You might want to be on the lookout.
And when you don't speak your language for a while, like I've been outside Africa now, going 40 years. If I meet any of my uncles and I start to try to speak my language, I'm interfered by English constantly, and I can't finish it. I can't make a coherent sentence in my own language, because at school, you could not use that language because we are now a bucket of different languages. The same thing happened here. You were brought as a shipload of different languages. That is why Creole and Patois were created. So you use the only word you can understand, a little bit of the colonizer or whoever is controlling you, and try to speak to someone who comes from Senegal. You don't know what he speaks. So over time, it becomes this hodgepodge of a language called Creole or Patois. In Sierra Leone, they have it. In Liberia, they have it. In Nigeria, they have the pidgin English because they can't speak to each other. So nobody prevented you. All you need is to not to use your language, because there is no one there to speak to, and the next generation, it's gone. The Jews, however, it was Jews. They took them as Jews. Even though they went from country to country to country, they were lucky enough to keep talking to each other because they can understand each other. So they were able to retain the language.
I'm gonna show you how stupid he sounds.
Man,
I'm gonna show you how stupid. I'm gonna just prove it real quick with my own anecdotal evidence. I'm pretty sure a lot of us have had classmates, co-workers, or somebody we just knew that was like a second or third generation from an Asian family, from an Indian family, or whatever the hell. And when they talked to their family on the phone, they spoke fluent, whatever language they spoke, 3 generations removed. You saying just because you put people around other folks that they not gonna speak their language. That's not true. Motherfucker, we were forced not to be able to speak our goddamn language. You need to go watch Roots. He need to go watch Roots or something. What's your name, boy? Tutu, Kente, your name Toby. The motherfucker does not understand the force.
Essentially, it's what he's describing. Essentially,
this shit's crazy, man. Like I don't get how he doesn't understand what's coming out of his own mouth. Like that, dude. That is somebody taking away your ability to even do what you. But it doesn't even matter. Like, see, in the sad part, we're getting caught up on it. Because fuck the language conversation. It doesn't even matter.
For me, to hear him talk right now, he's been out of his native Ghana for a long time. Or Benin, sorry. Benin.
Yeah.
He's been away from Benin for a long time. He said 40 years.
Yep.
So you probably, what, 60, approaching 70 right now. So you spoke that language up until maybe 25. I'm just gonna throw a number out there.
Trying to give him something.
Right. But for after that,
But think about it, the language that he spoke was a combination of languages together anyways, because he said they put them all together too. So I'm like, what are you talking about?
no,
You-
he doesn't get the understanding that the language that you're currently speaking has been forced on you. But you still regard culture in Benin as culture in Benin, but not culture in America for Americans.
Yeah, pretty much been a hodgepodge just like everywhere else in the fucking world. Hodgepodge of different tribes, hodgepodge of different races and tribes. Like the motherfucker, even to say that, because he said the English have a language. Everybody knows the English language is a combination of multiple languages, mainly two, Latin and the other. I forget the other one. It's like, bro, it's a made up language. All languages are fucking made up. Like, so it doesn't. That's why they didn't put language, unless you want to put language in the category of art. They didn't say language in the definition. Now, if you want to rope it into art, you can, but it didn't say nothing about that.
Right.
But he's stuck on that, and I'm like, I know we getting caught up in it because they still talking about it, but it don't matter about, man, that language shit don't matter.
The
People know your
crazy
culture,
thing
just know how
is,
you move.
the crazy thing is, from school, language arts. Language
Literally
arts.
separated it. Yeah, they separated it. So
That-
I'm like,
that-
they getting caught up on this language shit like it don't matter. But AAV is a thing. It is a thing in America. It's another form of dialect. That's why everybody has their slang. You got hillbilly talk, you got regular city white boy corporate talk. You have hood nigga talk, AAV type shit, and then you got the niggas that talk corporate and all that regular like that. Like kind of like how people say I talk majority of the time when they see me outside of doing this stuff, because this is why I just talk how I want to talk. But that code switching is real. So black people speak a lot of goddamn languages, but I'm just gonna let the motherfucker keep going, but it ain't no point of getting caught up on the language part because that's irrelevant. That's just something that he's sticking to because this is his belief. Well, your belief is wrong, sir. I hope you watch this video. I'm letting you know your belief is wrong because that's not the definition. And you're a professor, so you should know better than that.
Throw the
Just-
definition up there again.
Oh man, it's gonna take too much. Keep
This
doing
is
that.
my starting point. It happened to us on the continent. So don't be fooled. You hear countries like Nigeria, Ghana. If you ask 5 Ghanaians, one from the Ashanti, one from the Ewe, the Ga, the Akwamu, and the northern region, and ask them, are you Ghanaians? Yes, we are Ghanaians. Look at our passport. Ask them, what is Ghanaian culture? And they'll start looking at each other. There is no such thing. Ask them, what do you speak in Ghana? They'll start looking at each other. Ask them, what is the Ghanaian sense of value? There is no such thing. How do you guys marry in Ghana? There is no such thing. But you say you're Ghanaians. So what happened to us happened here.
But if you ask a black person in America, a black American, what language do you speak? They'll say English. Unlike your Ghanaian folks, right? If you ask them what is black American culture, they like we can sit here and just start naming off a lot of things that are part of our culture. But you know, they say in Ghana they can't. Why are you trying to put us in the boat with them? We're not in the boat with them because we can tell you what our culture is. We have it here. We can answer every question that you said you asked a Ghanaian. We can answer all those if you asked it us. So I don't know what point you're proving because he gonna start. That's why you don't have anything. It's like what?
When I arrived here, I understood it. When I went to Haiti, I was like, whoa. When I went to Jamaica, the same thing. So when I said I was only speaking here, so I said African Americans, I would have said the same thing about my own countries in the continent. We have no culture.
Yeah, but from that video, what I got from it is you put Haitians on a pedestal.
But he said earlier that he had a worldview in his head that he got from his uncle. He said if he came to America and the motherfucker said that they not his cousin or his uncle, he say, but some of them are, and they think the same way I think because of my culture. But you just, but now you don't have a culture? Hold up, man. Look. Talk for a second, because I know that Nick. I was listening to what he said earlier.
Oh God, the points, fabulous points you're making, Dr. Frank. Fabulous points, and I mean, in the negative. There's no way that you can't deduce that what's happening to you in Ghana, going to Jamaica, Haiti, is the same thing that's happening here. There's no way you can't understand that. It's happened all over the world. It's still happening to this day. And the people that you say that kept their culture and their language, they're the one that's trying to impersonate and destroy the American Jews. Crazy. Crazy.
I'm just tripping on this dude. I'm gonna have to actually clip this up and put it together for just a standalone video, and I'm gonna grab that part when he say that dumb shit. I'm gonna grab that part and I'm gonna flip it, and I'm like, oh, so you didn't say that? Because he said that shit.
He did.
But either way though,
oh, thank God, my love, the white man.
In comparison to Black Americans, you said Haitians, they have a culture. Like you said
No,
that out your
I
mouth.
said. So it was a long video about Haiti.
Mm-hmm.
And during that conversation, I began to talk about why Haitians can fix Haiti. Because you don't have Haitians. You have just a country forcefully imposed upon you a citizenship, but you are from different places in Africa. But right now, if you go somewhere, you would speak Creole. And somebody would say, oh, that is Haitian. That's what I meant. Not putting them on any pedestal.
So they have a language.
They created one.
So you want to say,
and it's not even useful in any way because it's not an international language.
So they took French and made Creole, right? Is what you're saying.
Spanish, French, and then over 200 African tribal languages into one.
But Americans would say that they took English and made their own language as well.
And what is that?
I mean, it's a broken version of English, but it's still something that we could speak to that's specifically to us.
What language is that?
I mean, it's English.
He's talking about
What does it say? AAVE, African American Vernacular English. The same way, for example,
I think I've heard. Yes, when I came to this country in 1994, I had a debate on my campus about Ebonics.
You see, okay, no, okay, my bad.
Yeah, and somebody corrected me. I think it was my professor said, no, if you say Ebonics, there is no one collective Ebonics.
Correct.
You have to go into pockets. If the person is from the north, the south, the central, they created their own style around it. So I understand that part. That really qualifies as a subculture. So let me give you, Jamaicans
Flip this part. Flip this part. How are you gonna say? How are you gonna say we don't have culture? But this very, very conversation, you're also admitting the culture.
Because he don't, man, look, a lot of folks, and that's why I had a weird feeling about old buddy that's supposedly debating him when he talk about we friends and all this stuff. And I'm like, look,
right,
if y'all are, that's cool and fine and dandy, but like maybe your feelings about the way he is or who he is, and when it pertains to you, you not willing to actually, this dude is not your fucking friend.
Right.
To talk about somebody's culture and somebody's people like this, like, bro, I ain't cool. Like, bro, it'd be one thing if he was telling the truth, but he's fucking lying. Or he's mistaken, greatly mistaken.
Deflecting.
It's like, dude, you contradicting yourself, and you want to say Ebonics is not a thing, but you talking about different areas where it is a thing. And I don't, and when he says recognized by, there's a lot of people that recognize by that. There's your tribe and your random tribes that you say that do have culture. They have their own language that they speak. Do they speak that nationally around the world? No, motherfucker. So why, when we have our own section of vernacular, how we speak to each other, but they don't speak it all the way around the world, it don't mean nothing now. But that meant something, and that actually proves that they have culture. You're
Right.
contradicting yourself too much, man. You're contradicting yourself too much.
Like,
It's not a. Go ahead.
most people would listen to this and form an opinion in agreement. Oh, I'm taking this side of the argument, when the whole argument don't make any damn sense.
At all. It's not based on nothing. It has no foundation. As the people in showbiz say, that shit ain't got no legs. That shit ain't got no legs around here. But look, I'm gonna let him keep saying it, man. And I don't know why they get like, we're still stuck on this language shit because he has to make something up to win his argument. This has nothing to do with culture at all.
Right.
Have a culture. When you say the country Jamaica, no, that is not identifiable as a culture. But the Rastafarians have a culture. Now, let me explain what I mean by worldview. The Rastafarians' worldview is that men were put on earth to take care of nature. Okay? That wealth, you have to create more than consume. So they live a frugal life. So politically, they are pacifists. They will never go to war. Socially, they are communal and what we call Epicurean. They believe getting high, eat some food, and have deep conversation is what life is about. And then religiously, they are Rastafarians. Hippies are the Western version of Rastafarians. They also had a worldview, and that dictated their relationship with wealth. The hippies believe that humans were put on earth to create them.
He said hippies.
Hippies.
Hippies have a culture, but Black Americans do not.
Wow.
I'm gonna let him keep going with that shit right there. That's why I told you I want him to keep that shovel in his hand. I don't want to put that shovel down. Hippies, white people in America have a culture. What language do hippies speak?
Wait. Is it English?
I think it is.
Wow.
Oh, don't the
Wow.
black people speak English too? Oh.
No. We have our own unidentified dialects and sounds that we make.
Look, I'm just gonna do this real quick right here.
Yeah, this shit crazy, bro. This shit, wow. You saw this shit, man?
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Right.
Like, I don't. I'm a little lost. Yeah, it's definitely got to get clipped up. I'm gonna let him keep going because we ain't finna get through the whole thing anyways. But shit, I'm gonna let him talk a little bit more.
Consume, and that living in community and being frugal as to wearing the most inexpensive clothing and using things together is what life is all about. So it guided how you see them dress, where they shop from, why they marry, on and on and on. That's what I mean by any society. If you want to understand them, it's a worldview that you.
Didn't hippies wear cultural appropriated clothes from other places?
Hippies wore a lot of shit, but yes, that was a part of it. Hippies, there's not even one designated hippie type look, but there's a designated hip hop look.
Right.
Yeah, hippies wore a lot of fucking shit.
They definitely started dreading their head.
Man, look, motherfucking hippies had jobs. Hippies had jobs, had to go into work. Motherfuckers, some of them hoes had to wear suits and fucking ties. like I don't know what the hell. Hippie is just that hippie shit was just a movement, a social movement amongst the young white folks that are now the same people that vote certain ways
Democrat.
Nowadays.
Right.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, there's some Republicans.
Hey, take it easy now. No,
I wasn't gonna associate it with either party. It's just people that vote. But this dude tripping, bro. Like his argument, he's a professor, man. That's why I would love to sit down and have a conversation with people like this when they say that dumb shit. I'm like, dude, you're contradicting yourself, and you know what you're saying doesn't even have any standing. That shit ain't got no legs, y'all. It ain't got no legs. But either way, my bad.
They were put on earth as God's chosen.
My bad. Go ahead. My bad.
You know who he should debate?
Who's
Charleston
Dr.
White.
Umar? Oh hell, I don't want. I don't fuck with that nigga. I thought you was gonna say Dr. Umar, but I don't fuck with him either.
I mean, I don't fuck with none of them, but still, that would have been a conversation to have.
Well, if he debated Charleston White, it'd be entertaining. I would
Right.
give you that. It'll be entertaining. I don't know how much information gonna get spread around there, but it'll be damn sure entertaining. Charleston do know a little bit of something, but this motherfucker, I don't think he know. He needs to stop talking about Black Americans. He needs to talk about his own folks.
In people that through them, that is a worldview. Now, any child told that, forget hurting one of them, because they are driven by that. That is why they insist on having a community wherever they are. The Chinese, the white community. Do Africans that come from the continent have a community? We don't. Why? Because we don't have a culture. If we
Nigga, stop lying. Most of y'all Africans live around each other. What are you talking about? Shut up. I know y'all be living around each other in neighborhoods and shit, because you know what? They put y'all ass there. What are you talking about?
that, it will drive us to have a community. In the 50 states of the United States of America, African Americans don't have a community. They have neighborhoods. Now,
oh my God. All right, either way, I'm letting them keep going.
People who got angry with me didn't even ask me, what does culture do anyway? What is it that I say you didn't have, that it makes you what? Nobody asked that question. What is that thing you're trying to hold on called culture, by the way? What is it?
You could elaborate on it then, now?
Now I'm asking. Once upon a time, John Lennon sang a song. Imagine we don't have religion. Imagine a world without religion, without heaven and hell. He believed in what? The brotherhood of mankind. So imagine the people without a culture. Maybe they are striving to a brotherhood of mankind. So you take words out of context and then you crucify a man. Not knowing that I am a...
But if a motherfucker didn't have a culture, like you're saying Black Americans don't, but they have a brotherhood of men, so that means they're inclusive of everybody. So if they're inclusive of everybody around where they live, then they would have community. But you said we don't have community.
It's neighborhoods, which is a contrast, or what is that? A synonym for community?
I don't know what the fuck this nigga on, bro.
Man,
I really don't know what he on, but that's why I wanted to cover it tonight, because I'm like, this. He's a professor. I just want everybody to remember that.
Victim of a cultureless country.
You know, that's sometimes the risk.
I think we get angry too quickly.
It cut nobody out.
We are too sensitive.
That's the second time.
I was giving a talk, live talk the other day, and a gentleman, not the way David is behaving, he wrote the book and he said, my brother Frank, he doesn't know what this means to me. He called me on the phone and spoke with me. And we became friends, like on the phone, and I said, I gotta go. Even if it's 3 hours drive, if I have to fly, I'm going to see this gentleman. Because more than this conversation, there is someone here who really is a thinker. But we got to begin to tame down and accept criticism, because that is the only way societies were built in this world. In my live talk, I told this gentleman when he wouldn't get off my case, and I said, let me tell you something. You don't hate the white man. You don't even fear them. Because if black people hate and fear the white man the way they hate and fear each other, you would all have left this country at the end of slavery.
Left this country and go where?
Go where?
Yeah.
Where?
Well, first off, I don't even know where he's insinuating that we hate and fear each other. I don't know where you get that from, Professor. People kill people who are in close proximity to them. So if that's the case, do white people hate white people? Do Asians hate Asians? Do Africans hate Africans? Like, dude, your argument's disproven so many ways. It seems like the stereotypes kind of got him, man. The stereotypes kind of got him on his soul. Like, he got to get out of that. You ain't been here long enough to know, bro.
Where did the Jews go to? You know how many lands in Africa was offered to African Americans through the Black Star Line project? It was funded by a British through Marcus Garvey and Kwame Nkrumah, the Black Star Line. Did you go? No. How did you get the Amerigo-Liberia culture moved back? 3,400 people only agreed to go to Liberia. What do you mean where to? Plenty of land everywhere. Where did you come back from? How about the Caribbean?
See, that in and of itself.
But I'm not saying it.
No.
Wow.
Hey, look, this is what he should have said to him.
Next say something while I'm talking is getting shot. Please believe that.
Yes, absolutely.
He keep cutting that man. He don't want that. It's supposed to be a debate between them two. And every time he speak, he just, it's like, look, bro, your arguments are very unfounded on a lot of things. Like, it's not, look, this is a boat with holes in it. That shit ain't gonna float, bruh. This shit ain't floating right now. This shit is sinking. And the crazy thing is, Red said he's doing an internal critique of an African, not a Black American.
Right.
That's the difference. And they say they cut Zanu off every time he speaks. Watch. We've been watching for pretty much an hour and some change, and ain't nobody cut him off yet. I don't know what the hell you talking about. Maybe later on in the shit. And if it does happen later on in the show, I can understand why, because we are watching the very beginning. And that's exactly what he was doing. So, just getting him back, I guess, if that's the case, but we ain't gonna make it that far. But nah, the dude's talking outside his neck. He don't know what he's talking about. He's uninformed. He's uneducated about the topic that he's speaking on right now. But he's too prideful to admit that he's wrong, and he's just gonna die on that hill. And look, we're here to watch it and critique it. If he don't like it, I don't know what to tell you, buddy. You might want to go talk to somebody, because you're wrong. You're just wrong. You're wrong about everything you're talking about, and you making your degree. We're gonna have to go check that college that you got that from, because you probably shouldn't be teaching folks, at least when it pertains to this topic. You probably shouldn't be teaching folks nothing on this. You need to just keep your mouth closed and go and worry about what the hell y'all doing in Benin. But I'm gonna keep talking now. And Red, you said you wanted to get up. I dropped the link in the chat. You got time.
Hold on, Frank.
I'm not.
Let me get the day real quick.
No. See, the thing of it is, and you gotta understand, right? Like my favorite verse in the Bible is Proverbs 4:7. It says, "In all thy getting, get an understanding." You gotta understand Frank's perspective. In his mind, it's like, well, shoot, why didn't you go? To me, that's no different than when Kanye sat in front of Harvey Levin and the light skin boy, never call his name, and said, well, shoot, for 400 years, that's slavery. It sounds like a choice. Like, no, it's not just that, right? It's bigger than that, because what no one talks about is the psyop that was done to us from 1619 through 1865, and then after 1865 all the way through, right? So if you have been told over and over and over and over and over again that you're less than, that you ain't nothing, that you don't even get the right to call yourself a name, there are certain things that get lost in translation because he does not carry that particular experience. He's got his own experiences, and one of the things that I love, and I encourage absolutely everybody to go to this man's YouTube channel, because when he talks about black on black crime, he does not start and stop the conversation at foundational Black Americans. He talks about what's happening in Nigeria. He talks about what's happening in Liberia. He talks about what's happening in Ghana, and that is something that's happened throughout the diaspora. And the one thing we all have in common is that we were colonized and psyoped, but none more brutally than us. So if you think, for example, there have been writings from Frederick Douglass, there were writings from,
and see, this is what I be talking about. He's so long-winded about something. Like, dude, just make your point, but you just keep trying to bring this and this and that. Like, we had too many people around here that talk like that. Like, bro, we ain't cool with that. Speed that shit the fuck up.
Harriet Tubman. There have been plenty of people who have talked about how many people did not want to leave the plantation because it was all they knew, and they were scared, almost to a point where they had Stockholm syndrome. The idea of going back to a place they'd never been or had any historical reference to, because they'd been beaten, threatened, hung, stabbed, lynched out of them. Yeah, no, I ain't going back there. Why would I? Now, me personally, I know plenty of people who have repatriated, right? And I know plenty of people who love it. I know plenty of people who get called all types of akatas and every daggone thing else over there. I also understand that there's a caste system over there. There are people, there have been times when I have been called over there mixed because of the texture of my hair or the fairness of my skin or the narrowness of my nose. Because whether we like to admit it or not, when it comes to a foundational Black American line, you can always find, if you go up farther enough, somebody who played master got loose in the slave quarters, right? Or as they like to say, Black Buck got loose in the big house, but it wasn't us getting loose in the big house. You understand what I'm saying? So there's all these things. And to the John Lennon point, that's ironic, and I will tell you why.
I'm gonna cut him off because I got a feeling we ain't gonna be talking to him in for a little while. We got Red in the building. Red, go ahead and tell the people what it is, and go ahead and give me your thoughts, because I know you about to say something crazy.
Well, no, I'm not gonna say anything crazy. Can you hear me? You all right?
Are you good? You good?
All right. So, well, I just finished eating a big steak, so I'm not in hunter mode anymore. I'm just chilling, so we can listen to this conversation.
That boy said hunter mode. All right.
No, I said I'm not in hunter mode.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what the hell is hunter mode?
It's, you're hungry, you're looking for prey. I don't know, it's a mindset.
All right. All
right.
Yeah, we just gonna play that a little bit. We play a little bit more.
John Lennon was a part of the Beatles. The Beatles invasion came about because the Beatles were the very first Backstreet Boys. The Beatles were doing what Ike Turner was doing, what Jimi Hendrix was doing, what Little Richard was doing, what all these foundational Black Americans were doing, but because they were palatable. And they told you themselves that they were singing Black music no different than Elvis. So yeah, it's real easy to say, imagine when you're
Wait,
a
the Beatles
European,
were before
rich,
Jimi Hendrix.
white man with an Asian wife
Go ahead and finish out first.
who has more money than he knows what to do with, who had the unmitigated gall
Hopefully he
to say he
finishes
was
quick.
bigger than Christ himself and not get canceled. Yeah, you can imagine that because you're imagining it behind a gated community. And the second he stepped out of that gated community, one of his own people got it. But even that is culture. When we were not allowed to marry each other, to the point when you talked about traditions, we jumped the broom as a symbol to each other and everybody on the plantation or the property, because all slaves weren't on plantation, that this person is my person. I jumped the broom. To this day, I jumped the broom with my wife. That's a part of who we are. That is unique to us. No, we don't have a language, and I'm not going to rehash what I've already said, but we have to have a different level of understanding of what has happened, what continues to happen, and how there is a global conspiracy, whether we choose to understand it or not, to keep all of us separate. Having said that, there are things that happen in Haiti because of what Bill Clinton did when he was president and afterwards. There are things that happen in Jamaica that happen because of the British Crown, right? We all have our different cultural battles to fight, but we're all still Black. However, me saying that I have to take care of my two daughters does not mean that I don't care about every other Black woman on the face of the planet. They are my immediate responsibility as a foundational Black American. My immediate responsibility is to foundational Black Americans first, not saying foundational Black Americans first and F everybody else. I'm saying foundational Black Americans first because we're the ones that are bleeding and everybody has benefited from our blood, whether they choose to admit it or not. The 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment do not happen with us. Civil rights does not happen with us. These very loose, very fun immigration laws that folks are now playing and screwing all of us throughout the diaspora who are here in the Americas does not happen.
What made those people? Because I remember you did comment earlier in there, and he misspoke again. And I think you understood the misspoke before, the misspeaking before. But you're not. But the question you just asked, you know, he misspoke before. It wouldn't have happened without us. Without foundational Black Americans, those amendments would not be on the books.
What about
That's
naturalized
what he meant
citizenship?
To say. What was that a part of?
You're talking about the birthright citizenship
without Black people? What I'm saying is the United States would have eventually developed naturalized citizenship, whether they had Black people or not, because that's just immigration. All countries have that.
Right. But
so in that sense, the FBAs were not personally responsible for nationalized citizenships. That was the American government.
I think the context of how it came about. Remember, nobody was doing civil rights after the women got their chance to vote. The rehashing of civil rights was predominantly Black responsibility. You can't say that an Asian man did anything to support that. So throughout that came the Civil Rights Act of '64 and everything thus after, even to where civil rights came from Ruth Bader Ginsburg when she desexualized the jobs, I guess. You know, women could work in certain roles and stuff like that. So a lot of things wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for the struggle.
Like
birthright citizenship. And I'll agree with you. Yeah. I'll agree with you on that point. But no, not naturalized citizenship, because the first naturalized citizenship law was passed in 1790. Chinese citizens were allowed naturalized citizenship in 1943, and non-white immigrants were allowed citizenship in 1946. Had nothing to do with civil rights. So people like Sanu could immigrate to this country.
You said 1790.
1790 is the first legislation where we see naturalized citizenship. So people immigrating.
And who was those for?
Well, at that time, it was for white people.
Right.
That's why it's called the 14th Amendment.
No, this is long before those amendments.
No. I'm saying I understand. Think about it. Red. There was a 14th. There was a 13th. Y'all had your constitution. All these amendments are things that came afterwards.
Those amendments guaranteed naturalized citizenship to non-white immigrants.
Yeah, it did. That's what the 14th.
No, that's what the 14th in 1946.
Right. Yeah, so you said non-white citizens, right?
Yeah, and it was.
So when it started including non-white citizens is around the time that we're talking about.
That's what I'm saying. I get that y'all had your own
laws. It's a few
laws.
decades before.
Right here. Listen what I'm saying. Because I think we're all talking about the same thing. We acknowledge that, yes, there was a time before where white people only acknowledged other white people. Y'all even discriminated against the Irish. That was still white people, but whatever, just from their different nationalities. We agree with that. We're talking about, you said birthright citizenship earlier. So I'm saying birthright citizenship was established. Citizenship was established during the 14th. Even naturalized. I'm just saying, you're talking about naturalized. We had made an amendment to that naturalization, which is the 14th Amendment now, where it covers everything, the whole encompassing of it. Like, y'all had a narrow view because you didn't want nobody else to be a citizen. So now once they corrected that, they called it the 14th Amendment, where now, if you're born here, former slave, all that woodoo stuff, now you're all citizens. We had to correct that bullshit. That's what I'm talking about, the 14th Amendment.
But that had nothing to do with non-white immigrants.
It did, because you said there was a time where y'all had to change it even more to let other people in, right?
Yeah, and that was.
So you changed it multiple times
for civil rights.
Yeah, but I'm saying you changed it multiple times to benefit white people. I don't even understand why you want to hash that down, because that's just showing how fucked up your people was.
So
that's fine.
So
I don't care about the
1800s,
timeline.
we only let, in the 1800s, late 1800s, we only let white people in. Then, in the 1930s and 40s, we started letting Chinese people in. Then, in 1946, we said, it doesn't really matter what color you are as long as you pass the test.
I'm not tripping on that. I'm just glad you know that.
Right,
but I hope you know how bad that was.
Civil rights had nothing to do with that.
Civil rights gave citizenship to everybody. That's what I'm saying.
Before civil rights.
Yeah, but y'all had selective citizenship. Think about that's the difference. The 14th Amendment, the civil rights opened this shit up for everybody. Y'all had selective ones, y'all did. The civil rights movement opened up everything for everybody.
But that makes Zanu's point. That was Zanu's point from the start, because what he's saying,
say his point again.
Arguing, well, because the FBA with the man bun here, well, he's actually Caribbean. He's not even FBA. But the guy with the man bun here is saying, oh, we did all this work in America for you to be able to come here. And Zanu's like, no, those laws were already written without you.
They weren't. Right. That's what I'm trying to tell you. He's not right. It wasn't. Civil rights is what allowed those.
The Immigration Act was passed without even. Let's do civil rights, okay? Let me grant this to you. Let's say it has everything to do with civil rights. Who passed civil rights? It was white people in Congress.
Who was the reason for civil rights being passed?
So again,
I want to answer that question real quick. Like, what people were the reason for civil rights? The Jews. So the Jews were out there marching in the streets and shit.
Well, no, they funded all the marches. They funded Rosa Parks.
Oh my God.
Wrote Dr. King speeches. I mean,
so it ain't the people. It ain't the people that go out there and do it. It's the people that pay. I don't want to go down that road, because I already know what you're trying to do right there. I got you.
Gotten civil rights passed.
Dude, you don't think that black people? I'm not going down that road. Because I know where you're trying to go. You're trying to make it seem like black people don't have the capability of doing nothing. I'm not even going to play in that pretext. No, that's literally what you just said. Pretty much,
you need money behind you.
And you think black people didn't have money?
So
they did in the 1950s, and it got squandered away during civil rights.
Squandered away to whom? In support of what?
to the government, to white people, to NGOs, to so-called, it's like the modern day Black Lives Matter. All these people pay all their money to Black Lives Matter, and it turns out it's
how is that the modern Black Lives Matter when the modern Black Lives Matter ain't even majority of Black people?
So
have you ever done
the Civil Rights Movement wasn't the majority of Black people either at first.
The 13th
but it
Amendment,
was at the
right,
end.
was established when 1860. I want to say 4, but I'll say 5.
5.
Right?
Yeah, 5.
Then soon after the 14th Amendment, that was 1868. And what do you think caused that?
Well, that was
the
because
inclusion of non-whites, right?
And they had to make them. Yeah, they had a bunch of non-white slaves or descendants of slaves by that point that they had to naturalize as citizens. So yeah, they passed that. I agree.
All right, so let's continue on. Let's roll the tape.
Yeah, this shit crazy. Shit, wow. Let's keep going.
Without foundational Black Americans, and so all of those things are extremely important to that conversation.
So what would be your definition? My phrase. What would be your definition of culture? Frank gave his definition of culture. What is your definition of culture?
My definition of culture is traditions, it's style, it's certain taboos, and taboos don't have to be a big, huge thing. Bring raisins in a potato salad for a family reunion. Watch what happens to you, right? Or if we're going to,
the definition actually is pretty much a list.
No, it's not. A definition is
I'll show it to you again. I'm gonna show it to him real fast.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna show it to you. I'm gonna show it to you again real quick. Like Rick, you probably got here a little late. I showed the definition. It's pretty much a list.
Which one, Oxford or Merriam-Webster?
No, we're looking right here. Definition of culture. It comes from the Oxford languages. Is that good
Oxford.
enough?
The arts and other manifestations.
You can read. Go ahead, finish reading it out. Go ahead.
The arts and other manifestations of human intellectual achievement regarding collectively. That's not a list. It doesn't sound like a list to me.
What's number 2?
That's a list. I don't agree with that.
Exactly. Here's a list. It's part of the definition. That's the part of the. It's part of the definition.
Okay. Well, listen. I'm an artist. I could make art right now. Is that my culture?
Yeah. It could be because white people draw a certain type of way, Black people draw another type of way.
Well, what
Africans
if I draw
another type of way?
Is that just a new?
You're
culture?
just copying Black. You're just
remember. The synonyms are way of life, society, and civilization.
Yes. Those are the synonyms, not the list.
So
yeah, but the part is you're still copying Black culture. Like if you drew like how a Black artist draws, you're copying their culture.
No,
just
but
like
what I'm saying is, if somebody asks you for the definition of something, you don't just start rattling off those things. You tell them what
is culture? Well, it's pretty much the custom, arts, social institutes, and achievements of a particular nation, people, and other social groups. That sounds about right, like a definition.
Well, that's not how you answer definitions logically.
I'm just saying, but if somebody told you that, you would be like, yeah, that's a definition.
Well, no, because if you asked me what is the color red, and I said, oh, it's apples and fire hydrants, that's not red.
No, that's not the same thing. Like you should do something like, what is the definition of, like, since we're talking about culture, let's type in nationality. What's the definition of nationality? That would be something
it's very
little
specific.
Exactly, and we're gonna see. I'm gonna do nationalism because that's the first one that popped up.
Well, that's gonna be a whole list of shit. It's vague as hell.
No, it's got other shit. Nationalism is an ideology centered on intense loyalty and devotion to one's nation, emphasizing shared culture, history, or interests, often driving the desire of self-governance, sovereignty, and the unity. Like it's a list. All of them are lists because they're giving you things that describe what the definition is, like what that actually is. No, it is. You don't think it's what is a description? A list of what it is.
That's not what a list is.
Okay, what is a human being, Red? What is a human being? Hold up. What is a human being? Tell me what a human being is.
A human being?
And give it to me in definition terms. Try to give me your best. I know you can make up your own. Just tell me what a human being is by definition.
A human being is a living Homo sapien organism.
You just named 3 different things.
Right.
You're giving a list of what the fuck it is. With all these things together, this makes this. With all these things together, this makes this.
Yeah, well, do you
like, what are you arguing? Pretty much that's all it is. It's a list of things that describe what that thing
so
is.
Whenever we talk, we're just saying this to each other. Okay.
Sure, yeah. Whatever. We're putting a bunch of things together so you understand what we're trying to talk about. That's all it is. Well, that's all the definition is. I see you wouldn't, but that was kind of funny though, because that's all it is. Just a list of things to tell you. It's like, yeah, what kind of car you got? Oh, describe a car. Well, it has an engine. It's got 4 tires.
Shit, so does an ATV.
The ATV, it's an off-road vehicle that has 4 tires. Like, you got certain things that will separate.
So is a truck.
But a truck is a vehicle that has higher fucking capability on off roads that can carry heavier loads. It's gonna be descriptions. But a Jeep don't have an open truck bed. Let's keep going. Name some more shit, Red. No, Jeeps don't have open truck beds. That's what makes a truck a truck. Like, come on, man. Like, I know you want to argue with it about it, that's kind of funny though. That's a little.
Talk to ISIS about that.
All this shit is descriptive. That's what the definition of everything is. It's descriptive, because an apple is a fruit, a pear is a fruit, but you have different characteristics of it.
Definition of culture.
Yeah, his was wrong. It was just completely wrong. He mainly focused on language when it really came down to it.
Well, I think that's a requirement for culture.
It's not a requirement, but it is a part of cultures. But I don't believe it's the number one staple, because even if you say Black Americans don't have a culture, Black Americans speak English.
I agree with both of you, actually, because Black Americans do have their own language. It's called Ebonics.
No, we speak English. I'll just put it like that. Black Americans speak English. That's a part of our culture.
You don't speak the same kind of English as the rest of us. Let's be honest.
Canadians speak English. Are
they
not
Canadians? Check this out. Check this out. A deaf person speaks sign language.
Sign language.
Right? Yep. Right? But they technically don't speak sign language, right? But they can be white, Black, Asian, Hispanic.
They have
accents. Do they not have a culture?
No, they have a culture, and guess who makes up that culture? It's people who speak that language, even though they can't.
All right, then. Roll the tape, please. Where the hell did the maestro go?
I don't know. He went to live.
You can't pop Ninja Smoke on live. What the heck?
He's just like, oh, y'all arguing. Y'all good. I can go away for a second.
Oh God, man.
This was called out before. The quarter zip trend is officially ruined because of this guy right here.
This guy. It started. So the quarter zip trend now. It was elder thing, but it's now being morphed into young folks.
Yeah, now it's YNs. Now you're about to get robbed by a dude in a quarter zip. That ruins it.
Oh, you mad? Look, he mad because the quarter zip price is gonna go up when he gets to that. Oh, look.
No, I was happy. I already got my quarter zip. I'm good.
On the quarter zip. I'm saying, think about how crazy that is. Please don't tell me you have an issue with younger Black men that people would call thugs and criminals. Okay, then. So what was the comment about?
I was just saying, we're gonna ruin the quarter zip, because if somebody, all it takes is one of these kids to rob somebody in a quarter zip, then it's ruined.
Your street credibility is ruined. All right.
That's so crazy that he says that if one Black kid robs somebody in a quarter zip, it'll be ruined. But we've had multiple white people do that, and it hasn't been ruined yet.
I've never seen a white guy rob somebody in a quarter.
Dude, you know you don't watch some of my cop videos. Come on now. I done covered at least about. Dude, they do wear quarter zips. What are you talking about? Them dudes be having on quarter zip. I didn't see dudes. I ain't gonna say. Nah, the motherfuckers gonna rob people in many things. But if you think that's gonna ruin it, hey, look, let it be ruined, man. It'll be our thing, and we make something cool again that ain't cool. Look, that's a part of our culture to make something out of nothing.
To
so
ruin
it's like,
things.
Don't let us bring back the turtlenecks, goddammit.
Oh yeah, we
good on the
them.
turtlenecks.
Don't let that become fashionable.
And whatever the hell we decide to start putting on is gonna be fashionable. Everybody else gonna copy it. We already know how it goes. Everybody knows it. Even if Red want to say somebody ruining it,
the whole quarter zip
everybody
trend
copies
is
black
kind of
people.
cultural appropriation if you think about it. You're appropriating white culture, white suburban culture.
Wow.
White people did not invent the quarter zip.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did, buddy.
No, all they did was innovate. All they did was innovate off of something else. The people out there in Saudi Arabia, they already wear the what you call it that already has a slit right here from the get go. African tribes wear that shit that has a zip. All you did was just put a zip. All you did, Red. All you did was put a zipper on it. That's all you did. You put a zipper on it.
That YKK zip. That YKK zip.
And if anything, y'all already appropriated that shit. Like, no, y'all didn't even wear clothes up there in the mountains. Y'all didn't wear clothes up there in the mountains like that. We taught y'all how to wear
How
clothes.
did we survive? It was freezing cold. What are you talking about?
Y'all Vikings. Y'all Vikings.
The Vikings wore fur coats.
No,
y'all
not
didn't
coats.
have fashion.
Y'all didn't wear coats. Fur coats. You wore animal pellets.
Horns.
Yeah, y'all
just
wore
furs. Tattoos. They had all kinds of.
You just wore
furs.
furs.
Braids.
You just wore furs, bro. You just wore furs.
Animal furs, and what you have on your body considered.
That's what everybody wore all over the world. Fucking. That's
no, we had clothes. We had clothes.
Man, you didn't see the lion's head in Coming to America? You saw that was fashion. That was draped over a shoulder.
Yeah,
that was not worn as a whole clothes. That wasn't clothing. That was an ornament to the attire.
Like a necklace or something.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Well, they didn't have. I'm not saying the Vikings had fucking North Faces on, but they definitely had.
No, it ain't no point of going down there, man. Because I think you need to do a little bit more deep diving into your history and shit. But like, y'all ain't the first people to have clothes.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
No, I'm saying
it's entertaining conversation though.
Yeah, look, I'll give y'all a quarter. If you want to claim the name of quarter zip, but I'm saying there's been multiple.
Listen, I don't want to.
There's been multiple points throughout history where people wear clothing similar to that, and it's just been a change. Mm-hmm.
I understand. I understand what he's saying. When a young white YN robs you in a quarter zip, yeah, I get it. Roll the tape.
Yeah, it's over after that. You can't.
He wasn't talking about the white ones. He was talking about the black ones though. But either way though, Marcus up in the building. Shout out to Marcus. I know, Red. You it better not be you.
We're going to talk about taboos that still happen.
If I rob somebody, it's definitely going to be in
Bring home a white girl, see what happens. You at bare minimum are getting talked about. Not saying that there's not an OJ, not saying that, the majority of professional athletes, entertainers, those types of people who get to a certain level don't still do that, but it's taboo. Curse while the pastor is talking during his sermon. Mm-hmm. Those are all taboos.
Curse in church, period. Like, what are you talking about? Look, I'm done. Look, we're just gonna stick to the culture part because they're gonna keep going, and I'm not playing this whole fucking video tonight. We got fucking 14 minutes, y'all. So man, give me y'all thoughts on this shit.
Do you think Zanu's point is actually that Black Americans have no culture whatsoever?
That's what he said.
Yeah, that's a affirmative statement he said.
All right. Well, I think
he doubled down on it. Like they brought him on. No, they brought him on here to defend him saying that in another video, and he said it multiple times. He even tried to say, well, where I come from, we don't have any culture. Like, he tried to even justify it.
He's based. He doesn't care. I actually disagree. I think Black people do have a culture in America, but it's a big but. It's a BBL but.
That is a Black thing too, right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That is BBL, even though
right.
It's Brazilian.
So you really can't say anything but that.
But it's a subculture
influences
that comes from. Right. It's a subculture that it comes from poor white Southerners. If we're being
No,
honest.
that's
And this is
ghetto.
the
That's
top
ghetto
side.
culture. That's ghetto culture,
No,
not
ghetto
black
comes
culture.
from Germany.
But I'm saying ghetto, like that comparison you're trying to do to say like the black culture comes from
Well,
the ghetto
there
culture.
weren't
That's
ghettos
not
in the
majority of black
South.
people. That's not majority of black people though.
I'm not saying it is. I'm saying the predominant culture that is thrown.
That's not the predominant culture. That's what we're trying to. That's what we were
thrown in our faces as a remnant of the poor white trash hillbilly culture.
Yeah, we got to turn that
like,
microphone
from
up. I can barely hear
everything to
you.
soul food to all the church culture, the loud pastors. It all comes from poor white Southerners.
Red, I can barely hear you. You got to turn that mic up some.
All right, Ben.
Yeah, turn it up some. But to those points that you just said, that's actually like that's how people get you a lot of times when it comes to telling lies on people. They tell you a few truths and then sprinkle the lie in. So all the things that you name when you talk about the soul food, our religious ways of doing things and like the Baptist gospel church and stuff like that, those things are true. That's a part of our culture. But then you sprinkle in that other bullshit. Like, oh, they're all gangbangers or some shit, or they have a ghetto culture. It's like that's where they sprinkle the crack on top to make you believe it. But it's like just because you gave me
I
two
think
truths don't mean
that's
it's false on it.
monoculture. That's urban monoculture.
No, that's the majority of black people, dude. I done been to a lot of fucking states and been to a lot of different countries where I've seen black people from America over there, and I celebrated holidays with them. Majority of people celebrate that shit the exact same way. That's a part of our culture.
Yeah. Well, that's American culture.
No, not the way y'all Thanksgiving shits and all that should be different, bro.
Bullshit.
It is not the
Bullshit.
same.
My
It is
Thanksgiving,
different, bro.
well, my Thanksgiving,
Go ahead.
I have a multiracial family, so my Thanksgiving has all that shit.
Okay, so you ain't even celebrating a real black. Here you go. Is it predominantly more black or is it predominantly more white?
Well, I went to like 3 different houses, and one was white, one was predominantly black, and the other was mixed.
Okay, well, that's irrelevant to the whole conversation.
Three different cultures.
Yeah.
Well,
You got a black
just
culture,
one,
you got a
really.
white culture, and then you got a mix of black and white culture. Like that.
No, it all comes from the same thing, though. It all comes from the poor.
But it
people
wasn't
cooking up
celebrated
shit in the pot.
It wasn't celebrated
together.
It is celebrated differently. I mean, if we want
Okay, he go. I can figure it out real quick. Like, sweet potato pie or pumpkin pie, and we talking about for Thanksgiving.
Sweet potato.
Okay. Are we doing green bean casserole on Thanksgiving?
Not for me. I can't eat that shit.
I'm saying, but like I'm talking about, is that a black thing? Green bean casserole.
I don't know, dude, because I see it.
You know
at
it
my
ain't.
white
You know it
Thanksgiving,
ain't.
too.
You know it ain't. You know
Green
it
beans
every
are a
single way.
side, goddammit.
Fucking deep fried turkey. That's really y'all thing. Other people starting to do it. I start to see other races do it during Thanksgiving.
Well, yeah,
but deep
Scottish
fried turkey,
people invented frying things, fried chicken,
Man,
and stuff
shit.
like that.
All right.
wish they was good at it.
Final assessment for me.
Yeah. Final
All right.
thoughts. Go ahead. And
All right,
then
so-
I'll get you to go one more time.
So basically,
We got
Dr.
8 minutes.
Professor Frank did a terrible job at highlighting his point. He didn't meet any requirements to show cause or proof. He basically took the word customs and diluted it with racism, stereotypes. Like, he proved throughout the world that this point of view that he gathered and he has was influenced by oppression, a certain type of folks, and a certain point of view that is not organic, culturally not sound. The custom and the culture, he missed it by a daggone landslide, even further than that, an ocean, even further than that, the stratosphere. I mean, yeah, he did. He never met the requirement to say this is what culture is, and black folks did not have that. All right, just check me out at Reality with No Jive TV, all on YouTube. Check out the JVJ Network. We all got gaming, live current events, and different type of series for you guys to check out. So check out Reality with No Jive TV, and then the JVJ Network.
All right, bet. Red, I know you got in here late, but you got to get it in quick. We got 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
All right. Well, there's a lot I want to say about that dude in the man bun. He said a lot of stupid shit.
Just shorten it up. Get your top two or whatever.
So ZANU, I see where he's coming from, because he's wrong when he says Black Americans don't have a culture. You do have a culture. It's a subculture, in my opinion, heavily influenced by poor Southern whites and the urban monoculture of America. That being said, I think what ZANU is pointing out here is that the culture of Black America seems to be only anti-white, which is to say, the second a black person starts speaking proper English or dressing in a quarter zip, they're all of a sudden a traitor to the community and all that stuff. And I think he's pointing out the difference between that culture and cultures in Africa, where they actually do have deep roots, traditions, and cosmologies. By the way, they have stories like, oh, we all came from the birthing tree, and this one tree in Africa, we all come from the great life tree. Black Americans don't have that. Their cosmology is they all come from slavery. But I guess that's my final thoughts. I'm Red Illusion on whatever. Check me out.
Hey, I got your history book.
Yeah, I was hoping.
Yeah, well, that history book was written by a demon. Did you know that? Charles Darwin had a dream and he was speaking to demons, and that's where he got the idea of evolution from.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. But either way, though, neither here nor there. I disagree with the professor. He don't know what the hell he's talking about. He needs to focus on his own community and stop focusing on Black Americans communities. How about you go out there and do it for me, please? Somebody go out there and do the lead work. Get him over here. I will have a conversation with anybody.
One-on-one all the time.
I would have a conversation with any day. Set it up.
The last conversation that I witnessed was a daggone destruction on the part of the person Jay was facing. So,
I would have a conversation. Look, I would love to have a conversation. Look, I don't have a problem having a conversation with anybody. Let me know what we talking about. I'll show up and I'll be there. But I'm not doing all the legwork. I got shit that I'm working on over here that I'm trying to get right. I ain't got time for that. But if y'all want me to have a conversation with these people, man, y'all reach out to them and see if they want to do it. Y'all just let me know when and where. I'll show up and I'll be there. We can make something shake. I ain't really got a problem with that. But yeah, he was wrong about what he was talking about. He doesn't know this culture.
I would like to see you on Hood Conservatives panel.
I don't know who that is.
Right.
I don't know who that is. I be working on my own shit. I don't like Red them old days of me YouTube surfing and shit. I don't need it.
Chitlin circuit, man.
I don't need it. I see all them folks. And the sad part, yeah, that is a thing, and that's kind of what some folks on the YouTube. We got a YouTube circuit now.
ZANU was doing. He experienced.
I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. But look, I'm good. But if somebody want to set it up and they want to have that conversation, I'm willing to have the conversation with any of these people. I do not agree with any of his talking points. And honestly, I would tell him maybe focus on the country that you fled and not focus on the country that you in, because this ain't got, especially our community, ain't got nothing to do with what you got going on. And to say that, I just want to be honest with you, it's disrespectful to say that this group of black people don't have a culture, but you hype up what the hell went over there. Like, dude, we don't come to your countries and talk down on y'all. We don't come in and criticize y'all when we come there. It's very disrespectful. And then that's the first level that we'll get it at. And then we can get at that you're wrong right after that. But yeah, Now,
Yeah.
if any of y'all want to go find them, man, look, go find them. I'll talk to them.
Very, very Priscilla esque or Kendra G esque before they started coming to the side of reason.
Yeah.
Well, I would argue that's what all the other guys on the show were doing. They were all pandering. They were all begging Xanu, "Oh, please, Mr. African, won't you acknowledge we fought for civil rights? Give us our cookie, give us our Scooby snack, please." And Xanu's like, "No, you guys had nothing to do with that. It was a white man who wrote those laws."
Yeah, they just wrote it out of the kindness of their heart. Hey, look, y'all. Man, I want y'all to hit that like, subscribe, share, turn them notifications on, all that in the bag of chips, man. It's been fun. Look, we will be back here at the earliest Tuesday, I think. Unless I decide to do something tomorrow. But, we'll never know. But we'll find out. And, look, I appreciate y'all, man. We'll catch y'all in the next one as always, man. Peace.